Hello, I need someone to tell me what's going on. Help me!
Late in the night on June 5, 2021, officers from the Woodbury and Oakdale Police Department in Minnesota receive a slew of 911 calls about a drive-by shooting that took place in a residential neighborhood at a high school graduation party. Dispatch begins notifying officers of a white Tahoe that is potentially involved. Multiple officers patrol the area, while others secure the scene of the shooting and gather information.
Stay in your house. Hey, what house is this, guys? All right, hands. Show me hands. Show me hands. Don't move. Right here, this house. Okay, nobody move. Someone shot?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know.
Walk to me. Walk to me.
We didn't shoot.
Walk to me.
Okay.
Just follow our orders and we'll figure this out.
While this is going on, officers discover the white Tahoe speeding by.
Again, Woodbury spots either white Tahoe or white Escalade driving fast by 611.
Get out here.
My house is full of people.
719, I need a lot of cars to the house.
576, I got a white SUV, northbound Century, high rate of speed, passing up Rafton.
Everybody out. Everybody out. Let's go.
There's a baby.
Okay, well, we need you out
I need
here.
everybody to come out of my house. Everybody.
After the officer clears the house, he continues to inspect the rest of the scene. Soon, officers will question them further on what happened. Right now, the main priority for officers involves capturing the suspect and ending the pursuit.
7131, I'm coming down 94, I'm almost to Century.
Almost at 94. Westbound 94 from Century.
7131, I'll be behind him shortly.
7131 will be behind 76.
Still high rate of speed, passing vehicles, run the frontage road.
50 vehicles on the frontage road.
Committed westbound 94.
Committed westbound 94.
Still westbound under Ruth.
Westbound under road.
Like, what in the world are you doing?
Still westbound, approaching 61, speed 120.
Approaching 61, speed 120.
I wasn't even trying to do that.
Over Johnson Parkway by St. Paul in Ramsey County.
Over Johnson Parkway, we're advising on LTAC 1.
7131, I'm left on call calling. Approaching 52.
Copy, approaching 52.
10-4. Victoria, westbound.
6 westbound at Victoria.
And we're coming up to 35 east.
Approaching 35 east. For the stop, was driving conduct, vehicles driving over 4 lanes of traffic, no signals, making erratic turns. Vehicle description.
We got a big car to the front.
Need a big car to the front.
And we have a pit. We have a pit.
Good pit at 12.
Show me your hands. Keep your hands up now. Don't move.
I'm gonna terminate where left.
Do not move.
Turning.
Don't move. I'll get you somebody. We got someone shot in the back. 7131. We have somebody shot in the back seat here. We starting to rake from St. Paul.
Someone shot in the back seat.
We're not going to shoot. You keep your fucking hands up. I have an ambulance coming. You understand me? Yes, we will.
Chicago Avenue.
Okay? I want you to get out of the car. You.
Looks like they might be great.
Get on the ground! Get down! Get over here on the ground! Get now! On the ground now! Driver, you crawl over to me. Yep, you crawl over and you get on the ground now. Get on the grass. Right there. On the grass. Go to the grass. Go. Get down! No one else is fire. Please help.
I'll clasp your hands.
Where's he shot at? He's unconscious. I can't tell. I don't think so. Actually, we'll go your way. Yeah, he's got one in the back or two. I got plus him already, man.
Sit up on the curb. Sit up. Scoot back on the curb. Sit on the curb. You're good there. Hang tight for me, okay?
I gotta carry him, guys.
The Ducks out here in LA at SoFi. I like it.
Is there a Xavier here? No, sir. Do you guys know Xavier? No. Okay.
This officer inquires about a known individual attendee of the graduation party, Xavier. Back at the crime scene, witnesses noted known attendee Xavier and two of his friends got into a physical altercation with another attendee, Davion, before the shootout occurred. After Davion and his group of friends left, witnesses shared that Xavier and others fired their own guns at the vehicle involved in this chase. Xavier and his group of friends apparently took off immediately after the shooting. Nobody seemed to know where they were, nor would they find them that night. Shortly after this, 911 operators would get a call regarding a possible domestic situation they initially thought was unrelated to this case. However, they would soon learn that the call came due to the shooting victim's mother, Tricia, crying out in remorse over her 14-year-old son being shot. While officers are on scene at her home, Tricia's other son, 16-year-old Davion, his girlfriend, 19-year-old Brianna, and a friend to the family referred to as an auntie arrive. The two kids are panicked about what they just experienced. At this point, officers know that the 14-year-old in the backseat of this vehicle was shot, and that the driver was indeed rushing to the hospital. After securing the scene, multiple officers lift the 14-year-old up, each appearing to grab one limb each, and physically carry him about 50 yards over to Regents Hospital, a level 1 trauma center in St. Paul. The man driving the vehicle was soon discovered to be the boy's stepfather.
Are any of you guys injured? You're okay? You're okay?
I was just trying to get him to the hospital.
Hey, you're okay?
Yes.
Are you injured?
Oh my God.
In the back. Switch. Switch out. Which door are we going in? No.
With LTAC 1, you'll fill the dispatcher.
Officers soon questioned the other occupants of the vehicle and found the driver to be 35-year-old Keith Dawson, the stepfather of the 14-year-old shooting victim. He was traveling with his younger brother of 20 years, 15-year-old DeMarco, and a friend of DeMarco's, 15-year-old Michael. Simultaneously at Tricia's house, officers questioned Davion and Brianna. They shared with officers that they were shot at after a physical dispute between Davion and another individual named Jaden Levon Townsend, 19. Assisted by two other aggressors, Xavier LeDrew Andrew Hudson, 17, and Enrique Lucio Davila, 23. The story they told officers aligned with Keith's telling of the event that night, which we will cover in a moment. Officers then left Trish's home, likely due to the domestic dispute being resolved and questioning deemed complete. This leads us to the interrogation with Keith Dawson, who was just informed that his 14-year-old stepson, Damaris, did not survive his wounds.
I can hang out here with Keith, okay? If you guys just want to hang out in the hall, because Adam's got 2 right down the hall that he's going to be trying to have parents come and pick him up and stuff, okay?
Absolutely.
So, okay, thank you.
We brought you mind-boggling video of crashes like these for years. But what happens to the victims? Apart from sometimes serious injuries, they can face months of paperwork, enormous medical bills, and life-changing impacts. But when you're seriously hurt, you could be entitled to millions of dollars in damages. Stop getting lowballed, and you could pair up with a proven winner, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. Morgan & Morgan has a huge network of over 1,000 attorneys and offices in every state. They've won significant recent cases for victims involved in life-altering car crashes like these. For Yvette Torres, who was hit by a Penske truck in November and had severe injuries requiring surgery and therapy, Morgan & Morgan attorneys rejected a lowball pretrial offer and were able to win Yvette a whopping $11.9 million at trial. The best part? Their fee is 100% free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. Remember, not all law firms are the same, and Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They win a lot. You can start your claim now by going to forthepeople.com/mncrime or find the link in the description.
When you get into St. Paul there, and it sounds like they pitted your car? Okay. Twist you around?
Yeah, I was trying to go slow. I didn't want he had sending me around. I'm trying to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Hey man, they get so much shot when the sun shot, man, shot. That's why I'm gone. I ain't got time to be stopping, man. I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
That little second, any second could have saved,
The autopsy performed at a later date detailed that the bullet traveled through a lung and parts of his heart.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to blueberry hospital. It's closed.
I know.
Man,
I know.
Listen, look at that party. He's already got him for both. Jets. Tubing, man. We go graduation party, man. That's it.
That's what Michael said.
Why? You don't do it, man.
I know. I'm so sorry, Keith. Keith, before we start talking here, I don't know. I'm kind of coming in on the back end, and I've been talking to people and kind of have a good idea of what's going on here, okay? And I know that I understand the reason why you just kept on going to the hospital. Makes complete sense.
Stop me, call me, told me to come, man. They robbing them and stuff, they brother and stuff.
Okay. Before we get into it, I know you're going through so much right now, but because I have you here, okay, I have to read your rights. I'm not saying you're going to jail, okay, but I have to read your rights because you're technically in custody, okay? So before we get into details, if you want to get into details, I got to do that, okay? You understand? Okay. Okay, Keith, right now you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand each of these rights I explained to you? Okay. Do you want to talk here today?
You want to get charged with anything?
I honestly, right now, I don't know. I don't know what your story. You fled from police, and that makes complete sense to me, okay? So looking at this from where I'm at now, I can't say you're not getting charged. I couldn't, given the circumstances, it's reasonable what you did, but I don't know. I don't know. My plan is getting you home. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to talk?
Yeah. I guess a couple of weeks before that, I guess they was telling me that they having some money with some guys or something. I don't know.
Demarius was saying that?
Demarius and Davion or whatever.
Okay.
Something with his older brother. I don't know. Why they messing with my kids or something,
Yeah.
They don't be out in the streets or nothing like that. So he called me tonight. I just got out the shower. He called, man, they trying to rob my brother, take his car, and he got rims and stuff. He's 16-year-old. He got some rims on his car, nice car and stuff.
So when Demarius called you, so he was at the party, he called you,
Yep.
He's having problems.
Yep, he called me. He said some guys up at the thing trying to rob him right now.
He say any names or
He said
anything?
no name. He said something about some WAP or something like that. I don't know what that is. I heard him say something about some WAP or something. I don't know.
Okay.
What's that or whatever, but I heard him say something about WAP or something.
Okay.
Here, Keith mentions the aggressor, likely referring to Xavier, is part of the WAP. He probably means the Bad Side Mafia, aka WAP gang of the Twin Cities. According to the Pioneer Press, a criminal complaint surrounding Xavier's crimes as a juvenile indicated he was a known associate of the gang. His juvenile crimes included a robbery at gunpoint, where he shot at his victim as they attempted to flee in February of 2021. He was apparently given a conditional release from this crime on May 25th, 2021, 11 days before Damaris's killing. Reports also indicate that, the day before the events in this video, Xavier had allegedly used a firearm to threaten other persons inside a restaurant. In an interrogation held at a later date with Xavier, the 17-year-old describes in his own way what the WAP is.
What's the WAP? W-O-P-P. What does that stand for?
WAP?
Yeah.
You got it all over t-shirts and stuff in your room and hats in the house and...
Yeah, on top. What they say? I have no brain for it right now. But WAP and BSM are the same thing though.
BSM? What's BSM?
Bad Side Music. So I could be like on WAP, I could be like on the WAP, or I could be like on BSM.
So it's like the group that you rap with?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm coming, trying to get there. By the time I got there, I pulled up and started shooting both sides, you know what I'm saying?
So when you got there, you saw this, you heard the shots?
Yeah, when I got there, I pulled up. So shoot both sides or something like that. And then I took off straight, just going straight, because I don't know where it's going. It's night, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where bullets coming from or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She come through that way and coming out, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just going, you know, so I get to going fast, duck it down, trying not to hit nothing. And I'm like, there's a lot of people out there and everything. So as I'm going down that way, they must was coming behind me too. Davey and Damaris and them driving behind me. They shooting at them too. You know what I'm saying? So I guess when they shooting at them, by the time we got to the end, it's a roundabout, like a dead end thing. Now I don't know my.
Was it like a park?
Yes, a park down there. So I get right there. They get right there. I see them. I'm thinking this the dude when they finna start shooting, but that was Davey and Damaris. And they tell me, Damaris shot, jump out. I grab him and put him in the Tahoe with me to try to hurry up and run him to the hospital. Me and DeMarco
and Michael.
Yep. We all jump in the car. Here. He shot. Where? I don't know. I'm picking him up. I don't see no blood on me or nothing. Pick him up, throw him in the car. I'm flying.
This scene that Keith shares here is captured during a 911 call.
Starting date Saturday, June 5th, 2021, 22 hours 43 minutes 8 seconds.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Come here! My cousin died, my cousin! He died, we in the parking lot. My cousin, he got died, my cousin just got shot.
Your car is being, what is going on with your car? Your car got, what's going on? Hello, I need someone to tell me what's going on. Hello? Hello, I need someone to tell me what's going on.
Help me!
I need to know where you are. I need to know where you are. I need to know where you are.
Man!
Hello?
The caller suddenly hangs up. The moments after this lead to officers arriving on scene and beginning their pursuit. From the moment this 911 call was initiated to the moment officers transported the boy over to hospital staff, roughly 15 minutes surpassed.
Was he making any noises? Or?
I heard him in the car.
You heard him kind of moan, okay. And then your fiance, is she, do you know where she is right now?
She at Regis.
Okay. And what's your fiance's name?
Trisha.
I'm just going to step out here. I'm going to try and find my partner and see kind of where we're at and see what we can do about you, okay?
After this officer left the room, he found Keith and his party's telling of the situation contradicted other witness statements collected at the scene of the crime. Shortly after this discovery, the officer returns to question Keith again with this newfound information.
All right, Keith, this is my partner, Paul, here. Hi. Paul was at the scene, and he talked to some people to try to get the perspective of what happened there, okay? Our goal is to find out exactly what happened. And I think there's some stuff, inconsistencies are telling me. We want to get to the bottom of this. We know there's a couple casings in your truck. What happened?
Who would some guys out there, and they started shooting, like I told you.
Okay.
They started shooting. We shoot you on this side, we'll shoot you on that side.
So I was out talking to witnesses, as far as I can tell, that they don't have a dog in the game. They're telling me that there was a fight between a couple of the kids that were at this grad party, and that Davion was saying something similar to make some calls and keep this bitch up and blah 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 blah. And within 10 minutes or less, they see a white Tahoe come into the neighborhood. One person said it was kind of creeping, with the person looking all around, and then another person said that it was kind of driving and like quick stopping, like it was looking for somebody or looking for something. And I got people that were standing by a car across the street right next to it, and I got people standing at the foot of the driveway that see this car come in. They see a lone male driver in a light SUV lean over and start popping rounds. They see the flash coming on the inside of the car. They saw nobody else in this SUV, and that is the first shots being fired towards this other group. And then there's a slight pause, and then just a rally of bullets flying and everywhere, and everyone went scattering and running and hiding and ducking. How do you explain that?
Shit everywhere. Shots fired.
Did you fire back?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Fired.
I appreciate you being honest. Okay.
Did you fire first?
Yeah, fired.
You did?
Those shots started firing, man.
You heard shots and started firing? Or
Shots just started firing.
Okay.
Did they start before you started, or did you start because there was some stuff told to you by people that were there that made you feel like you needed to react in a certain way to protect your family or to protect whatever?
I feel trying to rob and take my stuff from my kids and stuff. And stuff kept going on and whatever, man.
Okay.
So who fired first?
Fired first.
You did? How does that resolve the conflict between your kids and these kids? Or was it just anger?
Anger, man.
Where's the gun? Okay.
It's on Sentry.
Do you think it's on Sentry? So
Sentry in the parking lot.
Sentry in the what parking lot?
It's a parking lot on Sentry by that SA over there, by that apartment building.
Okay. We need to try and figure out where this gun is so it doesn't, okay, don't pick up this gun. Okay. I'm going to pull my map out.
Keith continues to explain details of that night with apparent honesty. He shares where he started shooting, where he threw the gun out the window, and ultimately came clean about his actions. With Keith's confession, officers took him into custody with charges pending. They were also able to obtain the gun he had thrown out the window. Their next steps required putting warrants out for the other 3 aggressors involved, that being Jaden, Enrique, and Xavier. However, over a week had gone by, and the 3 were nowhere to be found. It was clear that several dozen bullets flew that night. Investigators found bullet holes all over the neighborhood, including in uninvolved vehicles, houses, and some with jaw-dropping trajectories. One bullet's path just above a pillow, where if a person had been laying, they likely would have died. It is astounding that no one else at the scene was hit or killed. Investigators, working alongside crime scene forensics, would have a firm understanding of the details that unfolded that night. Next, we will detail the story in full. That night, Damaris tagged along with his older brother Davian, Brianna, DeMarco, and Michael to Brianna's friend's graduation party. They had all carpooled in Brianna's silver Kia Forte. Minutes after arriving at the party, the group would be confronted by Jaden, who was accompanied by Xavier and Enrique. In court testimony, Davian, the victim's brother, notes he is immediately uncomfortable with how they acted. He described that Jaden appeared to want to fight, and interrogation later held with Xavier supported this.
Jaden said something like, hey bro, wasn't you like trying to get a gun to shoot at us and stuff like that? And Davion like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Jaden's like, yeah bro, why ain't you just talk to me like a man or something? I feel disrespected, can we fight? Davion was like, nah bro, I'm not fighting you and
Davian detailed that his little brother said he was ready to leave. Davian agreed before Jaden, Xavier, and Enrique blocked them. Davian testified that Enrique lifted up his shirt and revealed a gun in his waistband as he said, "Don't try anything." Enrique then tried to take whatever was in Davian's pockets. Davian in this moment recognized Xavier not just as a classmate from school, but also as a client. Davian had cut hair as a barber and had just cut Xavier's hair weeks prior to that night. His father, Keith, even mentions this during his interrogation.
My son, he cut hair. Davion cut hair. I guess these same little kids have been over at our house.
Davian noted in court testimony, "I kept telling Xavier, I said, get your friends. I said, I just cut your hair. I have nothing." Jaden then suddenly smacked Davian with an open hand. After that, Davian grabbed his little brother and gathered his group to leave. As he did so, Davian shares in court testimony, Xavier said, "I better see no windows come down or I'm flipping your car," implying he would shoot at them if they appeared to act in a drive-by shooting. During his interrogation, Xavier claimed to have no part in this particular situation, but that everyone was looking at him because of his status as a rapper.
I'm looking at everybody, and then everybody looking at me, bro. Literally, the whole party knows me because I'm a rapper, you feel me? They all know me, you know, they listen to my music and stuff like that. They my fans or whatever like that. So I'm not a problem starter, but you feel me? I handle business, so they left.
After they get in the car, Davian's little brother, Damaris, calls his stepdad and Davian's biological father, Keith Dawson, and informs him of what happened. Davian explains that he took the phone from his younger stepbrother at this point and started talking to his father. Davian shared that Keith yelled at him in this moment and claimed that his father was scared. He shared his dad said to stop going places in public because there's so much drama in the world right now. Davian explained in court testimony that this was not the first incident between himself and Xavier, adding that his father likely did not know Jaden or Enrique.
They got their haircuts and everything because they go to school with each other, you know, but I don't know them personally though. Okay.
Keith then drove his white Chevy Tahoe and met the group in a car dealership parking lot. Here, Keith allegedly explained to the group that they needed to go back to the party so that the three harassers would stop messing with them. From here, most of the story is known. Keith drove by the party in his Tahoe while Davian trailed behind, driving the silver Kia, which housed all of his peers. Damaris sat in the middle back seat of the car. Next, Keith would shoot at the three aggressors while they were outside their Dodge Durango. Enrique would immediately start firing back, using the gun in his waistband. Xavier ran to the wheel well of his girlfriend's car, where he stashed his pistol and laid down on the grass to return fire. Jaden, although the lead aggressor, did not fire a weapon. Over 40 bullets flew that night. Then Davian screamed for the passengers to duck as he tried to drive away from the scene. In this moment, Damaris exclaimed that he had been shot and that he couldn't breathe. When Davian turned around to look at him, he shared that Damaris's head slouched over and his brother looked lifeless. According to reports, this would be the only bullet that struck a person. Forensics shows that the bullet traveled through the back license plate of the silver Kia and through the back seat before hitting Damaris. He was pronounced dead at 11:12 that night. Davian swears in court that he and his peers did not know Keith had a gun in the car, nor that he was going to shoot at their aggressors. This is despite witness statements that night claiming he had threatened to get the place shot up. This led to Davian honking his horn to get his father's attention so he could pull over, where they transferred Damaris from the Kia to the Tahoe. We know where Keith, Damaris, DeMarco, and Michael went that night. Davian and Brianna went a different direction in their Kia. They attempted to drive back to his mom's house. In a witness statement, Brianna shares that they were chased by the Dodge Durango they believed to be driven by Jaden with Xavier and Enrique as passengers. Davian shares that he sped and ran red lights on the way. Trying to lose track of them, they take another route, leading them to his aunt's house. This account may or may not have been driven by fear or paranoia, however. Other police reports contradict that the three aggressors drove off in the Durango. Rather, Xavier, his girlfriend Alexis, Enrique, and others got in her red Honda Civic and were followed by Jaden in his Durango, where they stopped at a gas station and then went to Xavier's home. Because Xavier had a juvenile criminal history, officers were already familiar with him and his address and attempted to extract him from his home that night. Though officers were not able to find him, Xavier shared a surprising revelation about where he was that night.
So you were still kind of in the area when Oakdale PD showed up at your house?
Oh, I watched everything happen. Like, I watched them surround my house 4 times.
Did you stay there all night and watch it?
Damn near. I heard, them say my name.
Okay, that's probably with the big giant armor tank looking thing or whatever.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Brianna and Davian, believing they presumably lost their assailants, entered his aunt's home and informed her of the situation. From there, she drove them in her car to Davian's house and discovered police were already there questioning his mom, who had already been informed her other son was shot. That night, Davian and Brianna's story aligned with the first account Keith told. The following morning, the pair were questioned again and were informed that Keith told the whole truth, prompting them to do the same. The incident occurred on the night of June 5th, 2021. The report much of this information was extracted from was written on June 10th. The 3 initial harassers, Jaden, Xavier, and Enrique, were still at large at that time, their whereabouts unknown. In the days after the shooting, it was discovered that Xavier fled the state of Minnesota, traveling all the way to Florida. He was assisted by his mother, Susan Blood, and his girlfriend, Alexis Moore. On June 15th, 10 days after the shooting, the vehicle they were traveling in was discovered coming back through Wisconsin. It was apparent that Xavier changed his appearance by cutting his hair short. Officers followed them into Minnesota, where they shut down Interstate 94 and apprehended the 3 of them. After his apprehension, officers investigated the search histories of Xavier and Susan's phones. The findings alluded to fleeing and hiding. Within hours after the incident, Susan searched hotels near me. Other searches made on their way to Florida included, how do you get to Mexico? What do you need to cross the border? And can police trace iPhone? On the way back into Minnesota, they were searching for flights that went from Minnesota to Texas, implying he may have continued to run if he was not apprehended. On June 16th, court documents indicate Jaden turned himself in. Finding Enrique would prove a difficult feat.
How tight are you with Enrique?
Not really.
Okay.
He won't listen.
Do you think
Who do you listen to?
To me. I mean, I'm top, literally top wop. But I know it might seem a little stupid, but the name mean a lot.
For months, officers asked the public for information of his whereabouts, sharing photos in this known video of Enrique, brandishing the gun he used in the shooting. He was eventually found hiding out with a family member, avoiding custody all the way until September 30th, 2021, nearly 3 months later. During interrogations, Xavier admitted to shooting 19 shots at the White Tahoe, a statement that forensics would find accurate.
I know how many times I shot.
How many?
I shot 19 times. The only controlled shots I had was them 5 shots.
So the first 5 were more controlled.
Yeah, the first.
And then you were going for like fire superiority kind of thing.
Right.
An amended criminal report notes that Xavier had a previous charge of delinquent felony possession of ammunition, pistol, or assault weapon by a person under the age of 18. This legally made him ineligible to possess a firearm. Investigations found that at least 21 bullets were shot from Enrique's gun. Around 4 shells were found in Keith's Tahoe. In his interrogation, Xavier freely gave his opinions on the whole situation.
I didn't have a problem with this little kid that passed away from I feel really bad, but his dad's gonna live with that shit.
Yeah, this is one of those circumstances where everything had to fall in order.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wouldn't have caused the problem.
Yeah.
I would have left it at what it was. They took it in their power to call their dad, meet with their dad, and come shoot at us. You fucked up, like that's your fucking fault. That's what's making me so non-caring about the situation. Ball was in their part, and they played it so foul. You know?
I agree.
It ended up in a little boy's life being taken. That shit is tragic. He could have left it alone. He should have been the grown man he's supposed to be and left it alone. But
We started a gun battle in the middle of a residential neighborhood that left 1 kid dead, a bunch of houses shot up.
Just wish I would have stayed home. I ain't go there with any intention to hurt anybody. I ain't mean to hurt anybody. I protected myself and my loved ones. Protected my girlfriend. Protected damn near everybody at the party.
Yeah.
I'm like Superman. I'd have killed 4 more people for that's my life right there. That's my lifeline. Like I'll kill myself if I ain't had her.
Alexis?
Yeah, like that's my real life soulmate. Like I wouldn't know what to do with her. Like I'd probably be crying right now for real shit. I'd probably off myself, like dead up serious. I need her in my life. Like people don't get that. You know, some people keep other people emotionally stable. She keep me emotionally stable. Whatever this time finna be, I could get through this shit doing that. She finna be there when I get out. I wish, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't have been him. I wish the dad would have died. I wish that boy that stepdad, whoever's in custody, I wish he would have passed away. That would have made me a little more, you feel me, comfortable. I'm not very uncomfortable right now just because of the whole situation. Like, it wasn't my fault. Because at the end of the day, bro, I talked to one of my lawyers already. It was just telling me I'm good. I'm not worried about being charged with second-degree murder. Like, Cause real shit, like if I really wanted to, y'all wouldn't have caught me. Like that serious. And my dead daughter, y'all wouldn't have caught me. I was hours away. But me just having the decency and understanding that things need to get in progress so things could come to the light and I could plead my fucking case on me not being a second-degree murder.
Today, 6 individuals were charged for crimes related to this case. 2 months after the incident, Xavier's mom, Susan, and his girlfriend, Alexis, were similarly charged for assisting Xavier in fleeing. While Alexis's past record is relatively clean, Susan has previous charges relating to forgery, identity theft, and property damage. For this case, they each faced 1 count of aiding an offender to avoid arrest, and 1 count aiding an offender as an accomplice after the fact. Days after their arrest, Alexis posted a $25,000 non-cash bond, and Susan posted a $30,000 non-cash bond. Susan took a plea deal and was convicted of aiding an offender to avoid arrest. Her other charge was dismissed. She was sentenced to prison for 1 year, but that was stayed. Instead, she will serve 4 years of supervised probation, which will end in February of 2026. Alexis also took a plea deal and was convicted of aiding an offender to avoid arrest. Her other charge was dismissed. She will serve 180 days in jail, with the option of serving that time in home detention. She was also put on 4 years of supervised probation. Additionally, she has to pay a restitution of roughly $250 to the Minnesota Crime Victim Reimbursement Program. If all goes as planned, her probation will end in June of 2026. The stepfather, Keith, also faced numerous charges. This would not be Keith's first entanglement with the law, having faced numerous convictions in his past. These included charges related to a drive-by shooting, burglary, and possessing dangerous weapons as a prohibited person. He also has multiple charges related to theft of a motor vehicle and check forgery. His record starts back when he was 18 years old and shows roughly 10 years of prison sentences between 2004 and 2021. For this case, Keith was charged with 1 count of drive-by shooting, 1 count of possessing a firearm with a previously convicted crime of violence, and 2 counts of second-degree assault with a deadly weapon. After his arrest, he was given a $175,000 non-cash bail, which he posted 5 months later. He was subject to GPS monitoring, was banned from handling dangerous weapons, and was barred from contacting any victims or witnesses, except for the ones who lived in his home. Keith took a plea deal and was convicted of his drive-by shooting charge. All of his other charges were dismissed. In January of 2023, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison with 148 days of jail credit. Taking parole into consideration, he will likely not be out of prison until 2027. Jaden, the initial aggressor of the night according to witness statements, has no significant prior criminal history. After his arrest, the court offered a $500,000 conditional bail, but he would never take it. He faced 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder without intent, and 4 counts of aiding and abetting second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. Jaden took a plea deal, which dismissed all charges save for 1 charge of aiding and abetting second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. Over a year after the offense in June of 2022, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison with 371 days of credit for time served. He must pay restitution for a total of almost $25,000. Just over $8,700 is to be paid to 2 different claims of the Minnesota Crime Victim Reimbursement Program, and nearly an additional $16,000 is being paid to the victim's brother's girlfriend, Brianna, whose family submitted claims and victim impact statements regarding that night's toll on her life. Jaden has likely served his time at this point, but court records indicate he still owes nearly all $25,000 of restitution. Enrique proved to have a violent criminal history. He's been convicted of previous charges for assault, fleeing the police in relation to vehicle tampering, first-degree aggravated robbery, giving police a false name, and leaving the scene after causing an accident. For this case, he faced 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder without intent, and 4 counts of aiding and abetting second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. Through investigations, it was found the bullet likely fired from Enrique's gun was the one that struck and killed 14-year-old Damaris. This was based off of analysis connecting the bullet to his firearm, and DNA and video evidence linking the firearm to his possession over Xavier. He took a plea deal and pled guilty to 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder without intent, and 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. His other 3 counts were dismissed. For 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder, he was sentenced 20 years in prison with 946 days of credit. For second-degree aiding and abetting with a dangerous weapon, he was sentenced 3 years and 3 months, but this would run consecutively, making his total sentence 20 years. Needing to serve at least 2/3 of his sentence before being eligible for probation, he will likely be in prison until nearly 2038, when he will be 41 years old. He is also jointly responsible for the restitution applied to Xavier's case. Xavier, who was 17 at the time of the incident, held a juvenile record that reports say included robbery at gunpoint, along with alleged armed threatening and possible gang associations. The incident took place 2 months before his 18th birthday. This fact, along with the seriousness behind his current and past crimes, caused him to be tried as an adult. For this case, he originally faced charges of 1 count of aiding and abetting, second-degree murder without intent, 4 counts of aiding and abetting, second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon, and 1 count of possession of a dangerous weapon as an adjudicated delinquent. 5 months after his arrest, he paid a $750,000 bail using a bail bond. However, it appears the court reversed that decision months later, apprehending him once again. They would eventually offer a $5 million cash bond that would never be taken. Through court deliberations, Xavier faced increasing charges of second-degree assault. He originally pled not guilty to all charges. During court testimony, Jaden apparently made an unexpected appearance. He was able to do this as the trial took place in late 2023, while he was out on probation. Reports by Fox 9 indicated Jaden had to be escorted by security out of the courthouse. Court transcripts also share a disturbance that happened in the parking lot during the trial that prompted an increase in security which may or may not be related. In September of 2023, Xavier was found guilty on all 10 counts he was tried for, which included 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder with an added statute of murder, 5 counts of aiding and abetting second-degree murder with a dangerous firearm with a prior violent criminal history, and 4 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. He would ultimately be convicted to 1 count of aiding and abetting second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. His total sentence is 37 years and 3 months with 692 days of credit. He'll have to serve roughly 23 years and 8 months before being eligible for probation. Xavier will likely not be out of prison until nearly 2048, when he will be 44 years of age. He must also pay a total restitution amounting to just over $16,000, for which Enrique is jointly responsible. Just over $8,700 is to be paid to 2 different claims of the Minnesota Crime Victim Reimbursement Program, and just over an additional $7,000 is being paid to the victim's mother, Tricia. Currently, Xavier is going through the Court of Appeals in hopes to either reverse his verdict or reduce his sentence. That outcome is yet to be determined.
I will murder you. I will murder you. I will murder you. I will murder you. I will murder you.
It's August 11th, 2022 in Gwinnett County, Georgia. 27-year-old Antonetta Stevens mercilessly beats 30-year-old Ashley Bocanegra in the street behind the Preston Hills at Mill Creek apartment complex. She screams threats at her, punches her in the face, and throws her body against the asphalt. As Bocanegra begs Stevens to stop, 17-year-old Janine Gonzalez records the assault on a cell phone. The footage of the fight is too graphic to put on screen, but if you listen, you can hear the threats and other evidence investigators gathered from the video.
Stop. You're so lucky my nose is hurting because I was going to do worse to you right now. I will do worse to you. I will do worse to you. I will do worse to you. That's why he was trying to protect you, but now he don't care for you to get your ass beat.
The fight is over a man named Daniel Gonzalez, who's allegedly carrying out a relationship with both Stevens and Bocanegra. Janine Gonzalez, his younger sister, is good friends with Stevens. Stevens and Bocanegra are both mothers to young boys. At the time of the attack, Bocanegra's son is 7 years old. Stevens' sons are 3 and 9. Stevens knows Bocanegra as her fiance's manager at Floor and Decor, where he works overnight shifts.
Wanna get up? Get off me. Get off my hair. I'm gonna you up. Let me go then. Get off me. Say hi to Daniel. Get off me. Say hi to Daniel. Get the off me. You know he said I could come out here and you up, right? Okay, good. You know that, right? He's in the house with our son. Hey, wow. He said I could you up. Yep, this is what we do. If I get mad and he knows I'm leaving, he feels sad. He says, "I'll let you up." That's what I'm doing. You won't. All right. Tell me everything. Hey, you got it. Get up. No. No, you ain't got. You don't get to say something. My man, right? I'm gonna be in front of my man, right? Yes. Right? You his manager? I'm getting you fired. That's bias. Yep, that's a conflict of interest. I'm showing this to the judge. You're my while he's on the clock. My going there trying to ruin his family. He has a whole son. You're mad for him? Yeah.
Yeah.
During the fight, Stevens instructs Gonzalez to steal Bocanegra's phone. They take it back to the apartment where they plan to call Bocanegra's fiance to tell him about her affair with Daniel Gonzalez.
Got my face. Nope, you're not getting it. You're jumping both of us for your phone. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. No.
Bocanegra follows her assailants up to the apartment to retrieve her phone. Daniel Gonzalez, who was allegedly sleeping in the apartment during the attack, hears the verbal altercation between the women at his door and gives Bocanegra's phone back to her. According to the Gonzalez siblings, Bocanegra appears badly beaten. She goes to a local hospital to treat the injuries she sustained from Stevens. Several passersby witnessed the attack. One person calls the Gwinnett County Police. Authorities go to Stevens' apartment that afternoon to ask what happened.
Can they come out? The females that are in there?
The females out there were fighting.
Yeah.
This girl, she came to my house. She's been sleeping with my fiance. She works over there. She's his manager, and she keeps on forcing him to have sex with her after he been cut it off, or she's gonna fire him. And we ended up fighting right there because she approached my home. This is my home. She lives all the way over there.
Okay, is everybody in the house right now?
Oh, just me. I'm the only one at fault. Just me. The girl, she left.
Is your sister involved?
My sister?
Yeah, is she?
No, that's my sister-in-law.
Is she involved?
She was there.
Are you two arguing? Or are you guys?
No, we're not arguing.
Okay, so let's go inside.
The female that he's been sleeping with.
Him?
Yes, my fiance. I've known him for 5 years.
Okay.
We moved here together from up north. He works at Floor and Decor. He's been sleeping with his manager.
And that's who was here?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been feeling it for some time now.
Okay.
Yesterday, I'm walking to Quick Trip. I see them walking together. And you're a woman. You know our intuition. I know that's the girl. I seen her. We argued yesterday. He broke it up. It was fine. This morning now, she's calling, texting, saying that she's going to be coming here. I waited for her.
Stevens admits to waiting outside the apartment complex for Bocanegra to arrive, but she conveniently leaves out one crucial detail. Stevens lured Bocanegra to the apartment by posing as Daniel Gonzalez in a series of text messages.
Where's she at? She's walking to the park. Take the phone now. By the what? By the pool? Oh. All right, bro. Where are we going? Look at her right there, right there. So guess what? That was me. You know who?
By that evening, Gwinnett County Police receive a call from the hospital where Bocanegra checked in. She needs to be transported to a different hospital for surgery. Unfortunately, her injuries are too severe. The 30-year-old New York native and mother to a 7-year-old boy dies before they can operate. Upon receiving the news of Bocanegra's untimely death, Gwinnett County detectives make their way to the Preston Hills at Mill Creek apartment complex. They're looking for Stevens and Gonzalez.
I know, that was the girls that were walking. They went to pictures. Hey, I'm Detective Carter with Gwinnett County Police. Are you your intimate?
Yes.
Hey, this is Detective Poppy or Sergeant Poppy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We know that there was like an incident that happened earlier today. Has anyone called you about it since?
No. Was somebody supposed to?
Well, we just got another call about it. So I guess the girl went to the hospital and she died.
She died?
She's dead. So, but we know that there was like an altercation that happened beforehand.
And that was mutual, and she came here.
Yeah, we understand that.
Yeah.
So, but because of it,
I wasn't going to kill anybody.
Yeah,
I'm not that person.
I get it.
Yeah.
But because of that, we have to kind of talk to you guys and get a more formal statement.
Sure, okay. Wow, I'm so sorry about that. That was not my intention. I've been mentally going through a lot. I have bipolar depression, and I'm just going through a lot right now. And you know, I came here from up north with my fiance. That's him. Hey. I came here with my fiance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came.
Are you
here,
the sister? His
yeah,
sister? Okay.
sister. I came here with my fiance to start a new life, buy a house, everything like that, and I never expected him to basically cheat on me with someone at the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
So we would like to get like a formal statement. So we're going to ask that you come up to our headquarters and talk to us. It's just right up the street.
Okay. All right.
I hear kids. Is there someone else here that can? There's someone here with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once Stevens and Gonzalez arrive, the women are placed in separate interrogation rooms where they wait for Detective Araya and Detective Carter.
Just go through basically, since I wasn't there and I'm playing catch up basically. So what happened?
So like, let me start to where it leaded.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So like, since I've been down here, they haven't been on good terms. So you know, arguments back to back. So like, we just came back from Florida like not too long ago from her mom's wedding, and we left on bad terms with everybody. Cause my brother got into a, incident with her stepdad. So ever since that happened and we left Florida, it's just been rockier. It's just been worse arguments. So yeah, sorry, I just couldn't.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's up earlier? Okay. So like they're arguing or whatever. So my brother, him being a man, cheats. Like always, he's feeling less than, he thinks it's okay to cheat, so, he tells me. So, he tells me who's he cheating with and stuff. Now, me and my stepsister, I mean, not my stepsister, my sister-in-law, we're very close, like, so close, like, you understand. Like, she's more of a sister to me than my brother's a brother to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, we're very close.
Yeah.
So, once he told me, I was just like, ooh, I just tell her.
It's girl code.
Yes, right? So, especially when, right after he told her, after he told me what he was doing, he wanted to do it with her. So I was just like, I'm about to tell her. 2 days prior before this day, we were just chilling, she was working, and Daniel did something to her to make her upset. So we were talking or whatever. And I was just like, oh, I forgot to tell you. No, I didn't forget, but I still, So I was like, told her what happened. He explained what she did or whatever. She was like, oh, really? She's upset or whatever. I was like, don't tell him that I told you, because he's going to be mad at me.
Right.
Okay, so after that, he explained how the girl looked to me, though. And, curly-haired Puerto Rican skinny girl. So I was like, alright. So then I explained it to Janetta. So the next day after that, we went to the store. Last night. We went to the store last night, and we were walking to Quick Trip. Quick Trip is right there,
I know, I saw y'all walking earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that was you guys.
Okay, so we walked to Quick Trip. As we're walking to Quick Trip, both of them are walking together from Quick Trip. So they're just now leaving, and we're just now coming. So Antonetta's like, is that Daniel walking? So now she runs to him like, who is this? So he's like, oh, it's my worker or whatever. Mind you, before we walked to Quick Trip, we asked him, when you go on your break, can you take us to the store? He said he couldn't leave on his break. So when we saw them walking, it was like, you just said you couldn't leave on your break. Now you walking with her to the store?
The girl Gonzalez described seeing with her brother was Ashley Bocanegra. Daniel Gonzalez also confirms this timeline to investigators.
So after that, she's kicking Daniel or whatever. She don't want to live with him no more. It's either he can leave or she's gonna leave, and she gotta leave with the kids and everything. So it would make sense if he just left. So he's getting kicked out, whatever. And then I guess she was coming to see him. He was getting kicked out. I don't know. I wasn't know his messages. I'm not sure what was said. But I guess she was coming to see him because he was getting kicked out. And it's not saw the messages. So she decides, Like, yeah, now she's about to come see you. Now I'm about to beat her up. Because you just saved me from her the other day. No, you know that's how it was. So, she's coming. So, it's Netta and me. We go. And she comes to the house. You know, big fight. So,
I can't even get time for nothing to develop because my guys can't get into their route.
We took her phone. We were gonna call her husband to let her know that, you know, to stir some out.
Gonzalez is laughing and smiling throughout her recounting of the story. She doesn't seem to understand the gravity of the situation she's in. If she does understand, it appears she doesn't care.
Oh, okay, so we close the door. She starts banging on the door like crazy. Because, you know, we got her phone. She wants her phone back. Yeah. So then we give her phone back. And then, I don't know what
I can't get no time to throw the ball. They just run in cover 3, cover 4, cover 1 sometimes.
She left right
I
after.
can't get no
I don't
time.
know how she left. Like, I wasn't watching after that. Because my brother was mad as hell.
Just say, no, yeah, I tried this shit 3 times.
I was already
like,
in it too much. He's like, on my ass.
And was winning twice.
So I don't know what happened after she left, but literally right after she left, a third party called the police. They came, you know, made a report, and then after that it was over, whatever. And then just know you guys came. And yeah, that's all I know.
When you guys fought, how long did that fight last?
That was tough.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was early.
That's tough.
But yeah, that's about it.
Have you ever been in fights?
They was on all the shit.
Yeah,
like,
all.
Whether I'm running the ball,
You seem kind of
unless it was an RPO,
sports when
they was on that shit.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do I really look athletic?
16 and no Miami.
You got some shoulders on you.
Why would you do that? You don't know if I just care about these shoulders.
While Gonzalez is laughing and joking, Steven's time in the interrogation strikes a different tone. She immediately requests a lawyer.
I will say that, you know, I don't go out looking to harm anybody. That's not my intention. I do feel, you know, very remorseful about anything that has happened with that young lady. I'll also say that, you know, it wasn't my intention to even get into an altercation with her today. She came over to my place of residence looking for my fiance. We argued. I was hit. We fought. I feel really bad, but, you know, I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's just too much.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I'm just, you know, I have kids. I don't know how to feel, man. I've been going through too much.
17-year-old Gonzalez is willing to share much more of what happened with investigators.
So tell us about that. Like, how did that happen? It was very vivid. It happened so fast. You know, fights are just like a blur when it happens. Yeah. But
where was she? I know you said earlier she came looking for him.
She came because he was moving. He was getting kicked out, and she wanted to be a little rider. When she knows she was searching and she got a husband at home. Girl.
I know she's breaking up a happy home, but where was she at? Like,
no, she has a husband as well.
Yeah, no, but where was she at?
What do you mean?
You said she came and looked for him. Where was she at? How did y'all make contact with her?
Through messages.
Where did you meet up?
She was in our complex. I guess she lives like right near us.
Look at her right there. Look, that's what I bet. That was me, you know. Yeah.
Like, I think like there's like 2 sides of the complex. So you know that hill?
Yeah.
it goes around, and like when it goes up and around, there's another complex that looks just like the same.
So did she knock on the door at first, or you guys just saw her outside?
Outside. She didn't knock. She didn't get the chance to.
Okay.
Cause like, oh yeah, you got this bitch coming. I'm about to be around. So yeah.
Did you guys start yelling at her before you guys approached her, or how'd that go down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It wasn't really yeah, it was just like, yeah, and you can't see my and then it was just fighting after that. She knew what it was because she got ready to, you know, and it was just fighting.
Who was fighting?
The girl and another.
Everybody?
No.
Girl, you ain't get on it?
No. Like, yeah.
Of course you did. I know you did.
Just a little bit.
You got that's because like you said, that's your homegirl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about that. How that happened.
I didn't go crazy though, cause she's small as hell. Like, you're enough already. I don't need to be punching her, dragging her. I don't need to do all of that. I'm good. Like in the beginning, she got on the floor, and I kind of like dragged her just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And then I stopped. I was just like,
it's hard. The adrenaline's going. You know, you gotta.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, let me stop. And then they're just fighting. And yeah. Just a little hit. So I didn't really fight her. That's just crazy.
What made it stop?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird question. I never nobody.
Like was she saying anything or Ashley? I mean.
No, she was just. I never. Out of all fights I've been in, I never saw somebody talk during a fight like while you're getting beat up talking. I never met somebody that.
What was she saying?
She was just, you know, talking. Oh, good doesn't want you. That's why he's not with me. Just like that.
Yeah.
Out there. And then like, it was just such a weird fight. Like she was just like, she just kept on talking. Then she was like, "Aren't you his sister?" And it was just laughing all the time. It was just weird. She was a weird person.
You said she said grab the phone.
Yeah.
Antoinette said grab the phone.
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Okay.
When she was talking back, while she was getting beat up, like, how that make you feel? With the stuff that she was saying.
Like, I didn't care.
She was angry. She's mad.
Because like, she was. Listen, I don't get bothered by people who talk stuff. You gotta like really do something to me, you know.
She was talking about your brother though, and your sister.
Yeah, but it was just like so. Like you.
So you weren't mad? You was just nonchalant, just like whatever?
Yeah, I can't be that mad now. Come on. She knew what it was. If you're gonna talk
fucking with that shit. Like, whatever.
I'm just like, I've been in multiple fights. Big fights.
So you were just standing over them as they were fighting?
Yeah, I'm just like, what? But then I walked away. Daniel was mad as hell. He, like I said, every time this is me getting into this period, he gets angry. You know, I don't got time for him.
Yeah. But he was sleeping when the fight was happening outside, right? Because you said that she woke him up.
Yes, she did.
By she, you mean Ashley, right?
Uh-uh.
Who woke Daniel up?
She did.